So, making an injector then. I don't really know what to make of this drawing. Copyright HR Plasto. These drawings are all from the 50s. But, I mean, it says they're 1981, so you'd expect a far better quality of drawing for this age. But here we are. This is what we've got to work with. This is the injector for the 3-inch Fowler. I intend to make this from 2 parts. I don't have a casting. I've just turned up the main body, as it were, and then I'm going to make a block, or use a block to make the overflow piece. As you can see, it's well, it's a 4-cone design. All the cones with tapered reamers described along here. I'm probably going to take quite a while to make this, but I'll try and film everything, as it's quite an interesting piece of machining, I think. Silver soldering and all that. I've missed a lot of steps on the Fowler, but I'm going to try and make the most of this one. Alright, so sit back and try not to fall asleep. Alright, so trying to work out the order of business here. I think what I'm going to do is make all the parts, silver solder them on, and then go for reaming the centre bore. I don't want to ream the centre bore and then silver solder the parts, and this potentially warp or well, get crap inside it. I've reamed holes before and then brazed, and they're never quite as good. Maybe some of the dezinkification of the brass, maybe through the brazing process, I don't know, but the reamed holes are never as good, so I'm going to ream them afterwards. I also don't like how you're supposed to create this little ball housing and then braze in this fitting over the top, because obviously you can't get down after. So I'm just going to do it 90 degrees and have the overflow pointing outwards in this plane. Yeah, I don't really know why they didn't do that. I can't really see a reason why not. But yeah, I've tapped the end of this, threaded the end of this, I should say. So I've made this. I'm going to make these 2 fittings, drill the holes, put them in, braze it up, and then we'll get to machining it. Also, a note on this here. If anyone knows, please tell me. But it seems very odd to me that they didn't just have the union coming straight out the bottom of this, like on most injectors. They've done like a recess inside the bottom cap, and then it goes back up. I'm going to follow that. I'm going to move this union down away so I can just drill straight across. I don't really see a point to having to drill on an angle, but yeah, be interested to know why you didn't just go straight down. Is it because the ground is down this way and your pipe would come down and round, maybe? Yeah, let us know. So I've brazed that up. I didn't film it because it was quite fiddly, especially with that block on it. But while we're waiting for that to cool down, I think I'll have a look at just making a start on this little disc valve setup. This is the overflow, this here. It seems to have a disc valve that lifts and blocks off for the vacuum, but then settles onto this kind of quad arrangement. Yeah, so complicated a little bit, but should be alright. Although I'm not going to do this cross passage yet until I've drilled the main bore, because I don't want the main bore drill wandering if it hits this. I'm going to do that after, but I do want to do this ball seat pocket in here. Now there's no dimensions as to like the angle or where the drill meets or anything. However, you do have a bottom 859 at the bottom there. So I've marked that on the work, and I've also now come across the 0.86 and marked the centre point of where the drill needs to end. So as you can see, hopefully you can see, when I take this back out now, I'll centre punch that, and then when I come to line it up, I know that the end of the drill has to be on that mark. But for now I'm going to drill out this. I'm now in a position to drill the cross hole, which meets the overflow going up here, and then puts it, or comes from here I should say, and then goes into the overflow. This mark here I've measured is the base of the ball seat. And then I've just marked the centre with my scribers. Really all I have to do is take half the diameter of the drill away from this line, add a little bit so I'm not affecting the ball seat, and then yeah, take the hole. So the depth of that to the ball seat then is 295. Half the drill diameter is 5/64, 78th thou, and then I'm probably, I mean it gives you absolutely nothing where to position that hole, so I'll probably just try and give it a 1/16 or position it somewhere in the centre. Yeah, so that there is the centre of the drill if I was to put it half a diameter off the ball seat. So I've got absolutely loads there, so I'm just going to do half this distance. Just got half this distance somewhere around there, innit? Yeah, so I'll get that marked up, and then yeah, put the drill through. Because inevitably I've got to drill this one here, which only has a constraining dimension, which is this 859 up from the bottom to kind of the intersection onto the main tube. Has no retaining dimension down here. All it says is to clear the bottom of this. So what I've done so far is marked on the side of the outside where the 7/16 down the centre is. That line there is now that line there, which means that I can then measure the 859, which I've done, and put a little centre pop there. So that is where the drill will break through into the core, or into the internal bore, and then the drill will just have to come up at an angle. I've marked the bottom of the hole on this one. As long as that drill clears that, at that angle, we should be alright. Now obviously I don't know where this hole is yet, so this drilling is going to have to be the next operation, which is a simple 1.45 from the centre of this, which is obviously the centre of this. So I'm going to set this up in the mill, drill that hole to meet this. I haven't yet plugged, obviously, but I will tap and plug that once I've drilled this one. So this is a little bit bum twitchy time, but I've worked out, obviously as I said before, this is where the centre of the drill needs to enter into the bore. This corner here is the corner of that pocket down there. So I don't want to be encroaching on this corner here. And then this is the top corner in there. I don't mind if I break that because my little thing will go up in there. So that's not a problem. But what I can't have is it breaking this corner. So that line there that I've marked is the top of the drill. So if I align the top of the drill, or one side of the drill with that line there, and the centre of the drill with that, and then the centre of the drill going in with that, I should be fairly safe. Let's do it and find out. Alright, that went well with no breakthrough into there or anything, so yeah, happy with that. If you come through right at the, see that, right at the optimum place really, which is good. Yeah, I'm going to go put this in the pickle bath, get rid of all this flux now, so I can begin to clean it up, because that is all the ports drilled now. Once it's cleaned up, I'm going to do the plugs here, here and here, and then move on to, well, the horrid part, I suppose, making the tapered reamers up.